Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today, I'm on my lunch break, so I'm just out a nice little local walk. Just literally, my house is about 500 metres down there. I had two subjects in mind that I wanted to do with my lunchtime musings, and I'll give you the topic of the one I was going to do that I'm not doing, so you can comment below if you want to do a wee bit of that. And that was about the benefit of being outdoors. However, the topic I'm going to cover today is one that I actually put on the Moffat Mountain Adventures Instagram at the start of the year, and that is 2023 goals. So a bit of goals for myself, getting for the channels, and I thought I'd talk a little bit about goal setting as something that happens to be a prominent feature as part of my job. Okay, first and foremost, let's talk about goal setting. Goal setting can be anything. I use it a lot in the context of gym work, personal training work, to give people breaks throughout the year to aim for. So for example, January to Easter, it's 12 weeks, 16 weeks depending on when your class January starts and when your class year Easter starts. So you set yourself a target. Can you lose a pound a week in 12 weeks? Can you up your bench press by 2 kilo? That kind of stuff. And then we break it down into mini targets. Now, the Moffat Mountain Adventures is the same. What I've given is I've looked at what's realistic, and I've tried to give myself some targets for the channel and for things that I think will be quite fun and interesting for me to do. So let's just get started now. Let's get started with the first one, yeah? Okay, so the first one, Monroe bagging. I think I mentioned in one of my last videos a few weeks back, I don't think I've ever managed to bag 282 Monroes. I might bag more than that if you add on how many times can you do the same one. I don't think I ever will. Maybe not. I'd like to think so, but either way, I don't want the channel to be about Monroe bagging. It's fun, it's nice to see different areas, but I want to make sure that from my end, I'm not consuming myself by doing different Monroes every weekend and losing sight of just enjoyment. So for that matter, number one is I want to bag 25 Monroes this year. Yes, 25 new Monroes. So if I look at currently this year, well, we started off on the 3rd of Jan with our trip to Ben Hoyer, which didn't go down well for me, didn't make it to the top, so didn't quite manage that. But I got a great day out, nonetheless. Good for the channel, worked quite well. And then we went up Ben Lomond 2 weeks later, third time up Ben Lomond. Again, cracking little day out, but I'm still on a 25 to go. So that's goal number one. So it's just always worth, when you set the goals, to remind yourself of your goals and to make sure you give yourself a realistic target. For me, I did 28 last year, so I know 25 is achievable, but also 28 last year was actually quite, I made it harder for myself than I needed to make, because a lot of the Monroes I did, whether on their own or they were on a double day, like Ben Vane was on its own, Ben Vorlich was on its own, Ben Lomond was on its own. Then I had quite a few double days where you're adding them on. However, when you really look at some of the routes, you can rattle off 3, 4, 5 plus in a day on certain routes. With that being said, I do have one loop. I've got a loop of 4 aimed for just starting into the spring season, March 17th. We've got a group of 9 that's planned, and then I have a few favourites that I have on my list of ones that I would like to do as well. So, but when I look at the 25 and I've broke it down into its little mini groups, it's actually not that hard when you see it, yeah? So that's goal number 1. Alright, that leads me nicely on to goal number 2, which is wild camping. So I think I got 7 or 8 camps last year, which I wanted more, but just didn't get time. One of the biggest issues I have is like this time of year, and most of the year to be fair, I'm working till 7, 8 o'clock at night, so it's dark by the time I finish work, and often I find that the next morning I'm maybe 7, 6 o'clock starts as well, which also means it's quite hard for me to then get a camp. Sometimes like today, I could camp tomorrow morning because I'm not up too early, but I actually have work till 8 o'clock tonight, so it makes it hard. However, when the clocks change, it does make it easier. However, I've still set myself a target of 12 wild camps through this year. I have a few spots in mind. I have a few local ones that I wanted to try. I've got a couple of ones in the Dumfries and Galloway, in the Galloway area, particularly that I've been dying to go over, especially around the coastal area. I think there's some pretty nice little gems I've done when I've done walks before, and I think that would be quite good. And of course, I like to use my wild camps as a great way of connecting with my Munros. So instead of 3 hours drive, hike in 3 hours, I can then get some camp done there. So my target is 12 for the year. Like I say, that's still on 0, so we'll see how that one goes. I've got my gear. I've been purchasing a few extra bobs over the Christmas period, so hopefully the first one's coming up really soon, probably the next few weeks. But the weather hasn't been its best either, so it has made it a little bit harder. As you probably see, people that follow wild camping channels, there's not been loads and loads and loads of new ones that have been coming up. So anyway, that was goal number 2. Join me on my walk, and let's get the 3rd one and the 4th ones. Okay, so number 3, the West Highland Way. For the ones that don't know who or what or where or how the West Highland Way is, it's a 96-mile hike that you start from Mulgai, which is just north of Glasgow, and you go all the way up to Fort William. It's on the west coast of Scotland, and it takes in places like Loch Lomond, Glencoe, the edge of the Malmores, and obviously we finished Ben Nevis. Typically people do that between 4 days, which is the quickest I've really seen people do, as much as 7, 8 days in the winter. I'd like to do it like a 5-day wild camp one. Not sure when, maybe either an Easter break or summer break, or well, even October break, but that's the kind of timeline I'm looking for that one. So that's probably my big one of the year, where I would either do one big long video or lots of little mini videos. But I'm pretty excited about that one. Yeah, I've been planning that one for a while. So that's going to be, again, maybe my biggest goal for 2023 is to have the West Highland Way ticked off as a wild camp backpacking trip, not hotel in it. Maybe if it's a really bad night, to get in a pod or find somewhere, but predominantly to be a wild camping experience. So that's goal number 3. Let's continue on with our journey. I hope you're liking some of the views you're seeing. Like I say, there's no secret where I'm at. This is what's called the Gallow Hill in Moffat, and we are literally just at the edge of Moffat, so if I spin round you'll see what we're seeing. Moffat's just underneath me behind here. Some of the hills over there in the distance, you can't quite see it because of the rain that's coming in. And Groomare's Tail, way further over in the distance over that end. Behind me there is where Hartfell is. We have another prominent hill just there. That's called Queensferry. I didn't point out before, but the Devil's Beef Tub was up behind us as well. So quite a few notable areas. So that's 3. Now I had a 4th one that I put on the Instagram post, which I'll cover, but there's also maybe a couple others that I would like to talk about. Okay. Okay, so the 4th one kind of sounds like the West Highland Way, but it's not. You know, it's not like giving myself a goal that I can tick 2 in one box kind of thing. It's to be as an additional one. So it was a multi-day camping trip, camping and hiking trip really. Not necessarily hiking, to be brutally honest. I looked at a few, and one of the ideas would be to basically park my car at something like Fort William, hop on the Harry Potter train, do a night on a beach, Morar, the lake area, then hop on the ferry, camp it over at Skye for at least a night, maybe 2, and then head back the way I came. Maybe ticking off a couple of Munros over at the Glenfinnan area on the way down. But like I say, that a trip that was not so much about big hikes or mountains was just giving himself a wee different area to aim for, and a little adventure, you know. So that was my 4. I would say in additional to that, I would love at some point to do an overseas backpacking trip, you know, like Northern Italy, France, Spain, something like that, where you know, I kind of looked at something like a Lake Como, where you just walk around the lake with your backpack and, you know, use the hostels, use some of the B&Bs there, and use the tent and pitch it up, and off you go. And yeah, I always fancied that idea. So that's been one on my radar. Okay, and I think I'm going to add one, and that's like almost like a commitment from me to you to say what I want to do with the channel. I almost took myself out with a tree. I want to aim to have, I like Thursdays as my upload day, and we aim to have a new video at least every second Thursday. And obviously when it gets to like busy time of the year, when there's a bit more outdoor adventures happening, I'd like to try and get one up every week. Is what I'm targeting myself. But first and foremost, you know, all I can say is for the ones that have already subscribed, thank you. It's great to get a little channel up and running. Hopefully it becomes a little channel, it becomes a medium channel, maybe even a bigger channel. Who knows? But in the meantime, like I say, thank you for everyone that's been tuned in already. Hope you've liked the content so far. We've had some big videos and videos that maybe are hidden gems that you might want to look back on. But that's me for my goals for 2023 and for the channel's goals. But the whole point of this one was to try and light a little fire on anyone else, and to get, same as I did with my Instagram post, was to try and get you guys to you don't have to comment on it, it'd be nice if you would, but to think about your own goals and think about, you know, do you have any goals yet, or have you not really given it a thought yet? But if you haven't, think, what can you give yourself little mini aims for that you can do? I mean, this is, you know, I'm pretty sure if you clicked on this one in particular, or clicked on my channel, anyone else who's wild camping or hiking channels, you're kicking on it to give yourself inspirations to be outdoors. So for that end, I would say well done. So now it's like, not just be inspired, but to set yourself some goals, set yourself some targets that you're going to make 2023 one that you're going to hit, you know. So like I say, hopefully give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to add a subscription if you're not already on the subscription. Always helps for the algorithms when it comes back out. And hopefully my next video, although I'm not banking on it because it looks like it's going to be a pretty bad spell of weather coming up and work commitments, but hopefully the next video or two may be back out on the hills and some kind of adventure. But from me to you, Moffat Mountain Adventures, I'll say goodbye and I'll see you on the next adventure.